Okay, so as you guys know from my last video, Parliament is sitting on Monday and Tuesday, the 19th and 20th, and they're going to be considering the proposed Combating Anti-Semitism and Terrorism Amendments Bill. Now, I had to actually remake this video because a video I made earlier today was overtaken by events. The coalition have come out and said they're in opposition, as per the previous video that I released. And what I said was we would be needing to look very closely at what the Greens did. Now, today, through the course of the day, the Greens have said that they are going to pass the gun laws component of the omnibus bill. Anthony Albanese, in response, has said that the bill will now be split and divided into two separate pieces of legislation. So the gun reform portion of the previous big omnibus bill will now be dealt with separately, and the Greens have said they'll support that. The other bill, the residual hate speech and immigration bill, Anthony Albanese has said he will be removing the racial vilification provisions from that bill because it doesn't seem that those provisions have the support of the Senate, but that the hate speech, hate crime components of the bill will be remaining in, along with some of the immigration amendments. So it's unclear at this stage, because we haven't seen a revised version of these two new bills, exactly what's in and exactly what's out. When Albanese is saying that there will still be the hate speech provisions in this new bill, it seems very likely that will include the prohibited hate group designation, but it's unclear whether the parts that are being taken out are the, aggravated or new offences to boost and enhance the existing anti-vilification laws, or whether the incite racial hatred provisions that kind of go with the prohibited groups dynamic, whether those will be removed. So there's still a lot we don't know. What is clear is that the Greens and the coalition opposing key parts of this mean that it's unlikely that both bills will pass on Monday and Tuesday. The gun legislation looks likely to, which is disappointing because that was some of the least evidence-based part of the whole legislation. And for whatever remains of the hate crime and immigration stuff, we're going to see probably quite a bit of debate on that. I suspect that there's not going to be time for the government to make the kind of amendments that it thinks might pass. And this might mean that there'll be either a delay until after the Royal Commission government's called into the Bondi massacre, or that the coalition and or One Nation might propose amendments to sort of try to pass something they're happy with. So I know that's a lot of information to process, and it sounds like there's a lot I'm not saying because there's a lot we just don't know. But I'm sure that in the coming days, and on Monday in particular, when we see whatever this new legislation looks like, I'll make another video to keep you guys updated. Like, share and subscribe, and take a look at some of the other background to this issue on these tiles below.